Hi, it's Mrs. Hurst here, and I'm here to help you do some algebra. I want to show you how to do the whole balancing thing that we've been working on in class, so that way it can help you out when you're doing your homework at home. I'm going to start off with a simple problem. Our first problem is going to look like this. If I had blank plus 4 equals 5, you would automatically know that the answer right here would be 1, because 1 plus 4 equals 5. But what you're really doing in this kind of equation, technically, is you really are trying to balance out these two sides. And in order to do that, you would probably just go 5 minus 4, right? And so the reason for that is we're going to take 4 away from this side so that way the 4 is gone. And we're going to bring it over to this side, minus 4. 4 minus 4 would be 0, right? So 5 minus 4 is 1. N equals 1. See that? Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit more complicated of a problem. We're going to step up the ante just a little bit. So if we had y plus 1,659 equals 6,470, you couldn't automatically answer this in your head because that is a really complicated problem. In order to do this, you're going to balance the two sides out. Whatever you do to one side, you're going to do to the other side. So, or whatever you do to this side, you're going to do to this side, right? So we know that we would go minus 1,659 to get our answer here. And since you did that there, you have to get rid of it over here because we can't have this 1,659 anymore. And that equals 0, right? So we're left over here still with our y. So we're going to do our math over here. Okay, and we're going to get 4,811. Y equals 4,811. Okay, pretty simple. You know how to do this. Now it gets a little more complicated when we have a few more things, like we have variables on both sides. So I'm going to show you one problem where we're going to use the balancing technique to get it to work. So we have 7m minus 35 equals 5 plus 2m. And a lot of you have been able to, you're like math magicians, and you have been able to answer this kind of question somewhat in your head. And that's great for now, but the thing is you're going to end up working with more complicated problems later. So try to get out of the solving it in your head. You might also make more errors by not showing your work. I'm going to show you this foolproof way of making sure that you can get this solved. I'll do it with another color here. Okay, so if I have 7m minus 35 equals 5 plus 2m, I want to balance out the two sides. I want it to end up with, I have the variable on one side and then I have the number on another side, okay? Or I can put the number on this side and the variable on this side. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use addition and subtraction to balance out the two sides. So could I go, I have plus, this is an imaginary, plus 7. Can I go minus 7m and then take away 7m from 2m? It's not going to work because then I'd end up with a negative number. We're not trying to do that. So I want to do this in a way that's going to end up with no negative numbers on either side. So I'm going to go, instead of plus 2m, I'm going to say minus 2m to get rid of this on this side, because minus 2m would be 0m on this side, right? So I'm going to bring it over here and say minus 2m. 7m minus 2m is 5m, okay? And we're still left with the rest of the problem. Minus 35 equals 5, okay? So we now have 5m minus 35 equals 5. What I'm going to do with this number is, because I have to leave something on this side so the two sides are balanced. I couldn't just go minus 5 here because then there's nothing that's going to be left over here. So I'm going to bring this 35, I'm going to come over here and group it with this like number, okay? So I'm going to keep the 5m by itself and I'm going to say plus 35. So negative 35 plus 35, you're at 0 now, okay? So let's say plus, ooh, got to bring that, make sure that 3 is not going to go underneath that 5. What's 35 plus 5? Oh, that's 40. You know that. So right now, what we have left is 5m equals 40, right? Let me tilt this down. So 5m equals 40, and we can't keep 5m equals 40 because we want to figure out what m stands for, right? So we're going to divide by this number in front of the variable because we want to bring all the like things together. So 5m divided by 5 What's 5 divided by 5? It's 1, right? So now we have 1m. Okay, anytime you see a variable by itself, it really has a imaginary 1 in front of it. But 1m is equal to 40/5. And what does 40/5 equal? Okay, 40/5 equals 8. So in this situation, m equals 8. So in order for this to be correct, if I said 7 times 8 minus 35 equals 5 plus 2 times 8, they would be equal to each other. Isn't that pretty neat? So make sure you're doing the balancing technique where you balance it on both sides in order to make it work. And then you will end up with a correct answer. Hope that's helpful for you.